Welcome to Make Something with me, David Picciuto, and today we're going to make this kitchen table with a drop leaf using a rule joint and hinges from Brusso hardware. This looks like an easy project, but we ran into a few challenges along the way. Check it. So this is our kitchen, and it has this cool restaurant style booth in here, but it's got this round table that doesn't really fit the space, and it blocks access to the kitchen. So what I want to do is I want to replace this round table with something square. So I went to my local home center and got some of this insulation foam here and made a square template that would fit the space. And it's even got the little drop leaf here to allow access into the kitchen. And instead of a typical table where the grain runs along the edge, I think I'm gonna have it go from corner to corner this way. So let's head on over to the shop and get started. To get started, I'm going to rip all my boards to width, cross-cut them to length, and then glue them up. I have all my boards here in this diamond pattern, and the reason for that is I'm going to have the table go this way, so the grain is not running parallel with the edge. If I just glue this all up, I'm gonna have inconsistencies along the top. I don't have a sander big enough to do this. Nobody has a sander big enough to do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Petzold domino, and I'm gonna put some dominoes in there, and that should help line everything up when it comes time for the glue up.
Remove that can?
No, it's actually, it's collecting leak from the pipe up here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, hashtag real life. Time to put some biscuits in here. Remove all this excess glue. So we have our glued up boards here, all sanded flats. I'm gonna take our template from before to help me kind of align where I want this to be. So we're gonna take a jigsaw. We're gonna cut this all the way around, and then we'll probably take a circular saw to this so we get a nice straight cut. So I rounded over both sides, kind of give it a little bull nose profile there. So I'm gonna cut off the part that's going to be the leaf right here. You can see my pencil line on here. I have a straight edge clamped down to there, and I'm just going to take my circular saw So this is a set, and as you can see, they match up perfect. And so we'll do one bit on one side, one bit on the other side, and then when the board comes up, they meet nice and flush, and it has this little curved, beautiful little drop leaf action thingy. Check it. So I have the bit in my router here to cut what's called the rule joint. I have a piece of plywood underneath here for the bearing to ride up against. And then on the leaf part, I have another bit mounted in my router table, and we'll cut that next. Two things. One, I forgot to put my dust mask on, and it makes a mess. Second is, you can actually run this all along the top and have that as your decorative profile, but I'm only going to have it on the hinge here. So let's move over to the router table, wipe off my crotch, and do the leaf. Okay, so this time I forgot to turn the dust collection on. I'm a moron. I'm a total moron. Sorry, Eric. All right, so that fits perfect. Nice and flush up top. The one thing I didn't think about, making all kinds of mistakes today. Didn't even think about this, but when you push that in, it actually, my ends don't meet up now. So if that's flush, this is not. So I actually have to cut this off, round it over, and fix that. I'd like to take a moment to talk about today's video sponsor, and that is Brusso hardware. All the hinges that I'm using in today's project comes from Brusso. They are precision machined to aerospace tolerant. These are not the type of hinges that you're gonna get at your local hardware store. They are high quality hinges. There is no slop or play after install. It is a smooth fit, very high quality standards. Why spend hours on a project and buy cheap hardware at the end? There's no frustration or adjustment after the install. Hinges performed as expected every single time. Think about this. How long did it take to make your last cabinet or box? Why not finish it with hardware equal to your efforts? Brusso has been making high precision hardware for over 20 years in the USA. Their entire line comes in solid brass or stainless steel at Brusso.com. Brusso hardware provides high quality American-made woodworking hardware for furniture, cabinets, boxes, and more. Learn more about their hardware at Brusso.com. All right guys, let's get back to this project and finish it up. So I need a little bit of space between the boards. I'm just going to put some tape in there. And that just makes sure that they don't rub up against each other. And these actually are going to go this way. So not only do we have to mortise that out so this sits flush, but then we also have to route a little deeper right here where the actual hinge goes. So if you notice, here's my cut line and here's my pencil line. So far, up to this point, I'm doing it the correct way. So now I'm writing out the groove for the barrel of the hinge. Not on the pencil line, but on the cut line. The wrong place. Now the Brusso hinges come with a steel screw that you use first, then you use the brass screws because brass is a brittle metal and you don't want to break off your nice brass screws into your project. So now I'm just going to cut another piece that's the exact same size as the base that this is going to screw into. That way the screws have a little bit more depth. All right, so I glued this piece on there that's going to attach to the base. I got the finish on here. So now it is time to attach the hinges, which got a really good fit in there. At this point, I still don't realize that the hinges are in wrong.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up, dude?
Just changing the transmission fluid. All right, let's remove these clamps. All right. Hi, I would like to thank my Patreon supporters today, and that's Josh Ramsey, Evan and Caitlin, Jediah Schultz, the Irish Craftsman, Mark Fink, Jonathan J. Katz Moses, Bruce Ulrich, Master of None, Michael at WillWorkForTools, Ashley Grennan, Jeremy Kerber, Ryan Petzold, Georgeann Reeve, Carl Brink, Adam Beck with Bill Diehl, Brian McKnight, Chad Forrester, Timothy Allen, and William Armstorng. If you want to support me in my show, visit patreon.com/Picciuto. Have a good day. So after I got the table installed, I realized my huge mistake. I have the hinge in this way. It actually goes in this way with the longer part of the hinge on the movable leaf. And that puts the pivot point right at the top of the rule joint. This is clearly stated in the simple instructions that come with the hinge. This part that I routed out, that's all fine. It's just the part that I routed out for the hinge should have been up here more. I'm going to go ahead and leave it this way because I've already have the groove routed for the hinge in there, and it actually shows off part of the hinge when you have the leaf down, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna leave it like that. And I think exposing the hinge kind of looks cool. I put 5 coats of polyurethane on here, really thin coats. There's no other finish that I would use except polyurethane because it's a kitchen table and it's gonna take a lot of abuse. I would like to thank today's sponsor, and that's Brusso Hardware, for supplying the hinges and supporting Make Something. These hinges are seriously super high end. You're not going to find hinges like this in the store. They're solid brass and there's no slop in them whatsoever. I'll have links to all the stuff that I use down below in the description, as well as all the other supplies and the mechanism that holds this up and all the tools used in today's project. I would like to thank Kencraft for supplying the wood for this. You can visit Kencraft at kencraftcompany.com. Because I have this on the corner, this comes up as a sharp edge. So I do think I'm going to round that over because eventually that's going to kill somebody and break off. This fits the space so much better than the round table. And it's great for eating cereal on. All finishes are food safe once fully cured. Any kitchen table that you buy is covered with lacquer or polyurethane. And in its wet form, yes, it's toxic to you, but when it's completely cured, you can eat off of it, you can lick it, you can do whatever you want with it. Remember folks, we are all makers. As always, be safe, have fun, stay passionate, and make something. Will you cut while I finish this bowl of cereal?